1851, the moon passed in between the Earth and the Sun, blocking the Sun's light and casting a shadow over the Earth. German photographer Johann Julius Friedrich Borowski was commissioned by the Royal Prussian Observatory at Königsberg to capture this moment. This image, taken on July 28th, was the first ever photo of a total solar eclipse.
Total solar eclipses are rare compared to other types of solar eclipses because the moon, earth and sun have to be perfectly aligned for the moon to obscure the sun from Earth's view. The apparent size of the moon from the Earth would also have to be bigger than the apparent size of the sun to completely block it out. The sun's outermost layer, the corona, becomes visible and can be seen around the edges of the moon.
A total solar eclipse can only be viewed at specific points on Earth. This is because the moon casts two types of shadows, the umbra and the penumbra. A total solar eclipse is visible in the umbra, the darkest part of the moon's shadow. If you're in the penumbra, you only see a partial solar eclipse.
What's more, the moon has to be just the right distance away from Earth to cast the umbra part of its shadow. If it's further away, it will instead cast an antumbra. From here, you can see an annular solar eclipse, which is when the moon is not big enough to completely block out the sun, so the sun ends up looking like a bright ring around the moon.
As you can see, you need the stars to align to see a total solar eclipse, and taking a picture of it is a task in and of itself. Photographing solar eclipses in the 19th century was tough work. Photographers used an early photography process called daguerreotype.
The process entailed using silver-plated copper, exposing it in camera for however long was needed, and then fuming the image with mercury vapor to become visible. Photographers had to deal with overexposed and underexposed pictures, the low contrast between the sun's corona and the moon, and cameras that needed long exposure times despite eclipses only lasting a few minutes.
Despite these challenges, Johann was able to capture this moment. Not only is it a cool picture to look at, it's also scientifically useful.
Solar physicists can use these images to study the sun's corona, which isn't visible under normal circumstances because the brightness of the sun's surface overwhelms it. But during a total solar eclipse, the moon blocks out the sun's main light, allowing the faint wispy outer atmosphere, the corona, to shine through.
Studying these eclipse images helps researchers understand solar winds, coronal mass ejections, and the sun's magnetic field dynamics. In the end, a single photograph taken in 1851 became more than just a visual record. It marked the beginning of a new era in both astronomy and photography, astrophotography.
Thanks to moments like these, we've learned not just how to capture the cosmos, but how to study it, one eclipse at a time.